Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live. Tons of shows on there. We broadcast every Monday through Friday for about 3 to 4 hours. And if you would like to join us in the chat room, we would certainly love to have you.
And Science on Tap is this Saturday,
Yeah, man.
January 25th, osc.org. It's their beer fest. It's right there in Lock Haven Park. They do a really nice job.
It's a beautiful beer fest. Beautiful area of town, a big green park.
And the weather's clearing.
Yeah.
So all this rain will go pull through, and I'll have a nice day on Saturday.
Yep.
And if you want to go by and hang out with us, me and Daniel are going to be there. Just go to osc.org and get your tickets.
Yeah, and all of the proceeds go to help out our beloved Orlando Science Center.
So I thought we'd do a little weird hobby Wednesday.
All right, let me see if I have the song, and I do.
Flatbird Dads, go!
If you got a hobby and you're feeling kind of blobby, dick and blob, what's your hobby?
Weird hobbies!
And to present their weird hobby today, we've got our good friend Eric Pabon. How you doing, Pabon?
Hey, I really missed you guys, man.
Oh, we missed you too, man. Sorry, the blasts are working this year.
So, of course, Eric Pabon's been working with us for years, doing lots of different art for us, continuing to do different projects we're working on this year. And plug your website real quick, Eric.
My website is defunct, Tom, because
Oh.
I stopped paying for the domain.
Oh, man.
I
Oh,
love
God.
that. There's nothing more punk rock
Well-
than stopping to pay for your domain name. I love that. I'm not letting
yeah.
big domain get my money.
I probably should have checked with you before.
Yeah, great job, great job.
Well, let's plug your band because that's why
I'm
you're
not
here
in the band
today.
anymore. I'm not
No,
in
well,
the
that's
band
his weird
anymore.
hobby.
No,
He's
got
a-
a whole different. You know nothing about me.
He's in a punk rock band. He's in a dad punk rock band. So let's plug the band.
Sure. I'm in a band called TV Generation.
All right.
And they've been around for a while. I've been in the band for about 1.5 years as the lead singer and rhythm guitar player.
Okay.
So are you kind of like the newer?
I'm the new guy.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm the new guy. When I love going to see live music. And for years, I came up playing punk rock. I mean, from the time I was 15 years old, I was in bands. It's how I met my wife. Like, it's been such a huge part of my life forever. You go to these shows not playing music and watching bands you love on stage, and as fun as that is, there's always this feeling like, man, I missed that. Like, I wish I was still doing that. And so, it felt like easier to find a band that was already a thing, that already had songs that I could just kind of plug myself in and not start from scratch.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get off of this podcast and get my way back into radio.
Yeah.
I have found there are a few morning shows that I've been shopping my talents out to, namely one called The Moon Stairs.
No.
You start as an intern
I
again.
started as an intern, work my way through the radio and see how I can do in this world of broadcasting.
So let's talk about first finding a band that has an opening that you could fit yourself into.
Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not going to be uncomfortable doing that, and that's where you're wrong. I get a weird amount of probably the same amount of uncomfortability that you get, of the idea of putting out, like, whether it's a flyer with those little pull tabs for my number, whether it's like posting on a web board, whether it's like going to like Central Florida, punk rock band, Central Florida musicians and putting out a post. That gives me the willies for some reason.
Yeah. It's like dating.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfectly said.
And when you get to a certain age, I'm going to be 40 in March. It's different. Like, not every band fits somebody that age. I have 3 kids, young college kids that post stuff online. A lot of it is like, we want to play like My Chemical Romance covers and we practice 6 times a week. And it's like, well, that doesn't mesh well with a 40-year-old father of 3.
Yeah, you got to find a band is like a small business, and you got to make sure everybody's schedules meet up. Now, like, let's just talk about the concept of playing in a band for a hobby. because I feel like a lot of musicians never end up doing this, even though they, like, a lot of my friends were in punk rock bands growing up and they loved performing, and they, at the time, they wanted to do that for a living, obviously. And most of the time, 99% of it never pans out. You can't do it for a living. And then you move on and you get a job and you get a family and you never go back to performing. Even though you still know how to, like, you performed all the time.
I've kind of done a little bit of that, in that, like, moving up until I got into radio, I played in tons of bands and I was playing every weekend. Yeah. And I was practicing at least 3 times a week. And I couldn't tell you the last time I sat behind a drum kit. You know what I mean? Like, it is weird to still have the skill and not use it.
Well, it's
my old guitar player hasn't picked up his guitar in 20 years, and it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to hear that, because he was a monster, just a straight monster.
So my question is, why don't more people get together and start playing live music together, and even doing it for free, or for, maybe just, a tab at the bar or wherever you're performing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And then offer, like, hey, we just do it for the love of doing it as a hobby. We have no plans of turning this into a business.
Well, you don't know this, but yesterday we had in some of the fellows from Tactical Brewery right down the street. We had Chris in. He's in a band. He told me that. I was texting back and forth.
Okay,
He's like, hey, are you coming to see me play at Sideward? Friendly, another brewery that they're friends with. And I'm like, you're in a band? Yeah. He's like, he's in a band. Like, so he does it for a hobby, for his own, like, brain, for his own enjoyment, for fun. I think it is a rarer thing now. I do.
It is, because one, it's really hard to make a band work. You're talking about multiple people being on the same schedule, wanting to play the same kind of music. Just the friction there, it is like a small business. And then it's also, to what level are you willing to put into it? So, there are people that want to tour 10, 11 months out of the year. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
We're kind of weekend warriors in that, like, we'll jump on shows with bigger national touring bands and open up for people that we really like, just because it fits with where we are in our lives. And the money that comes in, we just use that for whatever, expenses or gas or merchandise, or but it's not overtaking our day jobs in the way that, like, when you're a kid and you want to get in a van and tour and, like, I want to do this for a living. There are plenty of bands I know that still do that. It's just really, really, really hard.
Is it something like, remember the old Seinfeld episode where you
I'm not familiar with
Never seen it.
Where Jerry and Elaine started hooking up as friends, and they're like, "Oh, wait, why don't we just bang every once in a while?
I remember this episode.
Why can't we just be friends and then do that?"
Episode,
right? I'm referencing 1997.
Yeah, but like I think it was like the first season, or
maybe 94.
They kind of did away with that arc a little bit, to make it goofy.
Yeah. But the point being, maybe like you start a band with some friends, and then you start off like, let's just do this for fun, right? And then you practice, and then,
like our podcast.
Obviously, you practice to be good, and so as you practice more and more, the better you get, and then maybe it starts to get into and then you get maybe your first paid gig, and then you're like, wait a minute. We've got something here, And
that's what happened to us.
And then it's like, and then you're like, well, and then you start getting more and more ambitious about it because it starts calling you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't have
like the telltale heart.
Yeah. So it's like you can't bang your friend and leave emotions at the door because
it's haunting you.
Because every time you perform, you start to get into your head that maybe this could be something. Like we're good, and then the dream, and then that you don't want to experience that crushing defeat when it doesn't end up being.
And then Elaine eats a bird to save her daughter from being murdered by Death, who is the embodiment of the parrot.
Because Pabon, if your band starts getting like bigger gigs and starts drawing bigger crowds,
talk about some of the some of your accomplishments. Because didn't you just open for like a legendary older gentleman?
Yes,
punker.
We opened for Fear.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with Fear, they were one of the first bands to get banned from Saturday Night Live in the '80s, and that was a huge deal for me, man. I grew up listening to this stuff, so I think your expectations are a big part of it. Like, I went through a lot of that stuff you're talking about when I was really young, like having a manager and trying to tour and trying to do it for a living and becoming disillusioned with the music industry and all of that stuff. So
yeah.
I have some perspective to say what I really like about it is just getting on stage and playing and the community and the scene. And I'm not, it's not that thing you do. It's not like this light at the end of the tunnel. Like one day we're going to get discovered and make it. Like that's not.
Yeah, but what if you did, Eric? That's
No,
what
no,
I'm
no,
saying. What if all of a sudden you're like, man, there's a lot of people showing up for these gigs, like, and then all of a sudden, like, you get a hit on TikTok, and Trump brought that back, by the way.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
Did you hear about that? He brought it back. He brought it back.
yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Gulf of America.
Yeah.
So anyway, the
Gulp of America.
all of a sudden, the shows start getting bigger, and then you get a hit on TikTok, and then you start looking at it, and then you start getting like bigger and bigger offers, and you're like, wait a minute, I can make a run at this.
Yeah.
And then you quit your job, and then you're back to being a rock star, which is your
man.
original plan.
Yeah. Would you do that?
No, because like I said, the perspective, like I'm friends with plenty of people who still tour as a means to support themselves. And it's not a glamorous life, man. And I'm not in a stage in my life where I could do that. And, you just have to do what works for you. And I get out of it exactly what I need.
But what if?
Yeah. I think
who-
that's the beauty in what
who's
he's
the biggest
got.
touring
Is
punk
there's
rock
no
band?
what if.
Right.
Like
right,
you know
right.
exactly where you want to go with it. So he's not even like you may not even see the what if.
Right.
Because you're not even. That's not what you're doing it for.
I'll give you an example. For me, a lot of it is I don't like to leave things uncrossed off my list, man, because I don't want to get to the end of my life and be like, oh, man, I should have done that again, or I really wanted to and I didn't.
Every list I make, everything uncrossed. Every
Open list.
Yeah.
Open list.
Yeah.
That's a better way to live, maybe. But like, all right, an example is I've always wanted to make a movie. I don't know anything about filmmaking, cinematography, nothing.
Gonzo. Go Gonzo style.
Yeah, well,
Easier that way. Just,
Yeah.
But I did that. I made a movie when we lived up in New Jersey. It was a short horror film. It's terrible.
Oh.
It's almost, I don't want to say it's unwatchable, right? But it's just not good.
I want to watch it.
I'll send it to you,
Yeah,
man.
I'll watch
It's
the
on
hell out of it.
it's on YouTube.
I'll get blazed and watch it and
Yeah.
laugh and love it. I'll love it.
So there
It'll
was
be embarrassing, Eric, if I have to
it's
see
a little
your product and it's
You'll have
really bad. I'm like, oh my god.
you'll have to look me in the eye and
Yeah.
be like, ugh. But the point is, it doesn't matter how it came out because I really liked who I was when I was doing it,
Yeah.
and I'm really glad that it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with being in a band and playing these shows. Like you mentioned, we got to open for Fear. We got to play with Co-Defendants. We have Agent Orange coming up in February. Like
killer, man.
just to share this stage with bands that mean that much to me.
Here's a fun fact. Flea was in Fear.
Yeah.
I remember that.
A lot. Yeah. Like if you gotta be like a real Red Hot Chili Peppers, aficionado to know that. But yeah, he was in that band.
So, Eric, let's just talk about being in a band as your hobby.
Well, also,
And-
I was going to ask him just quickly about a you're stepping into a band that's already established.
Yeah.
How do you give your Eric parts without necessarily taking away from stuff that the guys that are already in the band like or dislike, or were there talks about that, or
Yeah, like when
is
I-
it open or was it difficult?
When I first came in, it's almost like walking on eggshells because you're the new guy and you've got these established records out. But I like melody. You and I are both big Descendants fans.
Yeah,
Like
love Descendants.
that kind of stuff, sort of in my DNA. So songs that were a little shoutier, I was adding melody to,
Nice.
just to feel it out, just to that's just where I come from. And then as I got to write songs for the band and with the band, a lot of that old stuff is getting phased out because luckily they like the direction it's going in with me as a songwriter. So everything kind of fell into place and worked. There was definitely a world in which I brought a song to a band and was like, what do you guys think of this? And they were all just kind of looking at each other like you would look at me after you watch my short horror film.
Right.
You know,
Like, this is garbage.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when earlier on, years and years and years ago, probably like 25 years ago, when I was singing in a band, I remember I took over for somebody else, but it didn't go quite that way. It was more of well, why can't you do it like this guy can?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it was hard. It was like very, very difficult, and that thing. It became less of me and the band and me more like, I'll just perform it the way you want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not mine, so I'll just perform it the way you want it and distance myself from it.
What do you think the minimal or minimum commitment is to dad being in a band? Like, what would you have to? How many practice days and performing?
I thought of
days?
that yesterday when I was thinking of our friend Chris from Tactical Brewing. I was like, well, because you know how much I like music, so of course it would be a daydream when I see Chris from Tactical, when I see Pabon, good buddies of ours that are doing it. I think, well, I kind of want to do it, right? Like, I
Yeah.
want to play in a
Yeah,
band.
yeah.
So I thought of that. I was like, how often does our buddy Chris, how often does Pabon have to play or practice with these guys in order for them to get a quality sound?
1 day a week,
Okay.
2-3 hours. That's it.
And
But keep in mind, we're a punk rock band, so we're not as musical as and we're not out there doing Joe Satriani. Like we're
Right.
of course, it all varies, but what I'm saying is that it seems like, if you were going to choose a hobby and join a band, you can do 1 day a week practice and then perform on the weekends.
Right.
And what I'm saying is I feel like more people should do that. And it seems to be a rarity. Like we mentioned earlier, people just give up on playing their instrument because there's no money to be made. But it's like, but you'll spend time and money on all these other hobbies you have. And this one was your first love. Why not do it? Make yourself happy. Perform,
I don't
play
know.
music.
yeah. Everybody that I know in the punk rock scene that's making music, it's that pure. We love doing this. We may sell a T-shirt or two or a record or a door split at a venue, but it's not it's not about we're gonna get rich off of this by
Right.
any means. It's just we love doing this. We love the community and there's a DIY sort of ethos to it that's survived years and years and years of changing tastes and all that. So
you did it as a young man. Now you're doing it again as I would say a younger, middle-aged man.
Yeah.
What's different? Is it pretty much the same? Is it all digital now? Are there things you hate now that you're like, we don't get to do that anymore?
So like we all kind of grew up together. So
Yeah.
you go to a show and it's a different vibe. It's a lot of old fat dads, not.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, it all comes around, and now we're seeing more kids, and kids are doing weird stuff that I can't relate to. Which, when I give it some thought, I really love, because this has to be like how my parents felt when they watched me perform punk rock songs. I'm watching kids bring out, like chainsaws with no blades and putting them up against pickups and making weird noise, and I'm like, it's not. I don't want to say it's not for me, but I run into it like, oh, I don't get it.
Oh, that's stupid, Eric. let's just be honest. Where you put some chainsaw.
Take your
get some
chainsaw.
pickup.
Who do you think you are, Jesse James Dupree from the band Jackal?
Yeah, you're doing
It's
stupid
been
stunts.
done.
Like,
knock that off.
yeah, I could understand like a different version of punk rock or new, something.
There is that. Yeah, there's fresh takes on it. There's bands, that you hear and you're like, wow, that's really, it's punk rock, right? It has that in its makeup, but it's different. It's doing some different things, different stuff than I would do.
What is it like when you guys open for a established and popular punk rock band? Let's take like Co-Defendants, for example, which are on Fat Records. They're kind of a Fat Mike like project, right?
Yeah.
Or he at least was part of the vehicle, and now they tour obviously without him, right?
Right.
Because is he a member of that band at all, or
Just a recorder, producer, songwriter kind of guy.
yeah?
But
Are
he-
these guys? Because we hear this from a lot of people that think oh, Co-Defendants, they're on a record label, they're touring the country. I follow them on Instagram. Tons of people follow them. Are these people still quote punk? Are they as like, because it does seem like they are not getting rich. It does seem like they are
Right.
just regular guys playing music. Like, I think a lot of people I know make more money than Co-Defendants.
Sure.
Is that true?
That's true. And me personally, I get intimidated because, like I said,
Yeah.
I listen to music. It means a lot to me. That record blew my socks off.
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. It's the only hybrid of punk and I'd say like hip hop that I've heard in like the last 10 years that I think they did it right.
Yeah.
Like it's a blend. It's not trendy to be trendy. It actually works.
It's very vulnerable. It's very
Yeah.
original.
It's gritty too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm transparent. I roll up to that show and I told Chesky and Sam King,
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan, and I'm gonna fangirl for a second. I'm not trying to be cool, man, just
Yeah.
because we're on the bill. Like, I'm so nervous meeting you right now. We met leaving at the Fear Show, dude, and the dude's like a grandpa. He's like a little man.
He's so cute, yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, I had this image of these guys in my head from, like, Decline of Western Civilization, like this ripped, crazy. And he's the sweetest dude. Everybody I've met, from that, I guess, level has been really sweet.
So let's say you get the TikTok hit.
Okay, here he goes.
400 grand world tour. You got to leave your family and tour.
For 100 grand or
400 grand.
Why don't you just make it $500,000?
Yeah. No. That's reach. You got to pay the other band.
I love how exact you are.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
well,
that.
it's the.
He loves this so much. Pabon will let you eat cake.
This style
he
music,
wants you to be comfortable.
The 400 grand. You're like, we're gonna go.
How long
tour
do I have
the
to
West
leave
Coast.
my family? You're talking to me?
It's a year tour. So it's
God,
like 52 weeks. You get to go
I
home for
couldn't leave
Christmas.
Andrea and Maisie for 52 weeks for $400,000.
Well, you get to fly back every once in a while.
I'm not a money guy. I'm the worst.
The birthdays.
No.
You take a little break in the summer. They always, it's.
Can I fly them out?
It's gonna be.
Can I cheat?
Well,
Can I cheat on my wife while I'm out?
Yeah, of course you can.
Because I'm gonna be lonely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be very lonely.
Well, that's what punk rock bands do.
Can I sire a daughter like Dave Grohl?
Yeah. I used to think you were pure, Fat Mike, and then you got that whatever.
Soma snake oil.
Soma snake oil.
She's a porn star, and then we're standing there at House of Blues in Loge looking down there, and I go, I think that's Soma snake oil. And I see her, you disgusting bitch.
So would you do it, Pabon? 400?
No, man, I would bring my family.
They're not even together anymore. Sorry, I don't mean to scream about that, but Fat Mike and Soma are no longer together.
Oh, Fat Mike.
So you wouldn't do it?
No, man, I like to involve my family as much as I can. And I know I mentioned my kids. My 12-year-old daughter's really into music. It's really rare that your kids ever care about anything you do.
Oh, I know.
I'm sure you guys know that.
God almighty. Damn, I know it.
Well, here's the mind F is when your kids are old enough to tell their dad, or like, I know you don't want to leave us, but 400 grand, you should live your dream. The kids are telling you to do it. Then you're like, oh God, now I'll do it then. because then if I stay with them, then they're like,
but it's not about what they say. I think to you, it's more about being with them.
Yeah.
And I just don't think you could do it. I don't think I could either.
Well, so you present to you the cash, and then you got Maisie saying like, "Go do it, Dad. I'll be fine here. We can talk on FaceTime." And then you're like, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe I will."
I don't think I could. I don't think I'm too weak. I don't think I can do it.
I'm with you, man. I'm too weak. Yeah, I got to be around my kids.
Yeah.
But the cheating is kind of pushing me towards it.
Yeah. Then every time you're sitting on the couch scrolling, and then you're like, "Well, I gave them 400 grand for this." They're playing Roblox, and I'm on a couch scrolling. You're playing video games. You're like, I'm not even hanging out with them. Anyway, sorry, Pabon.
I didn't think about that. That's an excellent point.
Plug your band one more time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. TV Generation. We are on Instagram and Facebook, and that's about it because we are of a certain age. We don't understand anything else. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say.
You get on TikTok. Trump brought it back.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
now
it is
better than ever.
I have a special place in my heart for TikTok.
We'll get on there now. Now's the time.
Yeah.
Now's the time. I will plug some shows.
Do it. And these are shows that everybody should come out to. Support not only local music, but BDMs and Tom and Dan listeners that play local music. We got a lot of guys that play in bands.
Thank you, man. So February 8th, we're playing the Sanford Punk Fest at West End. 3 stages, 21 bands. It's only $20, and it's really good bands, man. It's The Attack. It's the Bastard Sons, 430
How many
Steps.
bands?
21.
21 bands, and it's $20. It's less than $1 a band.
That's a bargain.
For less than $1 a band.
That's crazy. That's going to be a good time. February 15th, we're at the Dunes in Cocoa Beach with 77 Swindle and Billy Doom is Dead. February 16th, Cigar City Tattoo Festival.
Oh, nice.
Ybor City, the Cuban Club. 21st of February, Pineapples in Melbourne, kind of like an Oi show with Hub City Stompers, Control This.
It's going to be cool to see Oi at a place called Pineapple.
Yeah.
What's about Melbourne and the pineapples? Pineapples this, Pineapple Man.
Yeah. You know what it means.
You're known for pineapples? Why do you like pineapples so much?
Yeah, I know why they know it.
I'll report back on the
Yeah,
pineapples.
I know why they know it. It's not just welcome in Hawaii.
And this is a big one, February 22nd, West End in Sanford. Our buddies at the West End are hosting Agent Orange. Again, only a $20 show.
Nice.
If you need tickets for that, email us, tvgenerationpunks@gmail.com, or check our social media, and we will get you tickets.
There you go. He's
Awesome.
making it it's making it impossible for you to not go.
Yeah,
Which is a very kind thing for you to do. Pabon, we love you. Thank you for helping us with art and making us look so great.
Thank you.
Give some love to the family, please.
Yep, and we will be right back. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got some surprise guests in today.
Little early for that. You know what? I was told yesterday I should not use the siren before 10 a.m. Chef Pat from Hollerbox told me that. You know, he's right. He's a smart man. Sorry about that. I apologize.
Samantha Haar is in studio. How you doing, Sam?
Surprise!
Hey, hey.
I'm back, baby.
She's here. She's here.
And Eric Pabon's
Hey,
in studio. How you doing,
hey.
Pabon?
Hell yeah.
Pabon.
You've changed a lot since the last
Yeah,
time.
oh my God, you look cool.
So have you, man.
Yeah.
Like, you look like
That's
you're getting
true.
ready to film a Marvel movie.
Yeah, he
Well,
does,
let's
right?
not get crazy.
Yeah. But
You gotta be a little more
but
buff.
I like you, Pabon.
But a
That's why
Marvel
he's here.
movie about a man who has AIDS and loves running.
I was just about to say you turned into Puerto Rican Fat Mike.
All you did.
But I stopped myself when you gave me that
Still said
compliment. No, I didn't. I was saying I was about to. Anyway, so before we get into the Harbor House, and Sam wanted to promote a charity 5K coming
Yes.
up in
I
April.
got a couple things.
You gonna
yeah.
run it? You gonna run the 5K?
Well, I
You-
wanted to.
Yeah. You're a 5K man now.
But it lands on the date that I'm going to New York City.
New York City.
No big deal. No big deal.
Oh,
Yeah. Ask
country
him,
mouse in the
ask
big
him-
city.
Yeah, ask him why he's going
Why
to
you
New York
going?
City.
Well, Crystal got me tickets to see Ricky Gervais.
Oh,
And,
I didn't realize you were a Gervais fan.
Yeah, he loves really old
Oh, so
British
she's
comedians.
taking you to something you don't even want to go to
Yeah,
again?
I'm actually not going to be there. I'm actually going to see live action Mr. Bean the same
yeah.
night. Yeah, no. I'm going to see the live action Blackadder. There's a reference for you. Did anybody ever watch Blackadder?
No.
I've heard of it, but no, I can't
Super
say.
dirty Rowan Atkinson, British comedy. Look up Blackadder. Super funny. It's set in medieval times. You'll laugh. It's very funny.
Sam, let's talk about Harbor House first.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
if I get into complaining, it's
yeah.
going
You never get out.
eat up.
You never get out. She knows this.
Because I want to talk about teaching your spouse about how to do something
start
and
with-
why they get so mad.
Can I have a gripe? I've never had a gripe.
Yeah.
Can I? Hold on. Hold on.
All right.
These are just observations. They are not just gripes.
Okay, there you go. I just have to play that. My first gripe is Samantha's noticed for how long has she knocked on the door? Don't knock on the door.
Well,
just come on in.
Yeah,
That
I
made
don't
me
know
mad.
how. I know things run fast and loose here
Yeah,
now that
come
a
on in.
female is not working
Yeah,
here, so I
you're
didn't know
right.
what I was going to walk
I
into.
like it when women just open the door, and I'm like, oh!
Yeah, but
I
you're
I
right.
did surprise the hell out of Tom. His eyes were like, "Whoa, what's she doing
Well,
here?"
we peed with the door open,
I thought it
which
was-
is another reason I want you just to open the door.
I'm
Because you
like-
never know what you're going to get.
I'm like, oh, God, I'm getting served. In my mind, I'm getting served by
And he doesn't
you.
know what that means.
That would be hilarious if I served you.
You're
But
like,
he doesn't know what that means. He just starts dancing really good.
You're
you
like,
know?
I'm a process server now. My first lawsuit, you.
I saw your name come across the table, and I was like, "Let me have this one.
Oh, I got this one.
I got this
But
one."
hey, I'm just giving you the pass.
Yeah.
You know what? Use the door code. Come on.
Yeah,
Come
we
on
haven't
in.
changed it.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, you
Haven't
don't-
I know.
changed
I
nothing.
came in here
Also-
last time.
Yeah, come on in.
we haven't stopped your email.
No.
Still Sam at
Yeah, in
I know. I
tomanddan.com.
forward some of them to you.
Yeah, I know.
I've been waiting to say
I appreciate
this.
that.
I've been
You're
waiting
welcome.
to say this, but I don't know if you'll look. Pabon, if you'll look to your left, you'll see Samantha's desk. I left it like a dead child's room.
Yeah, you did.
I
Well,
left it
not
like
my
a
desk.
like.
In the office, it is completely covered in condiments.
Yeah. Well, that's Hot Sauce Island.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my new. I've
right.
declared that Hot Sauce Island.
Mm-hmm.
But your desk in here, I've left it like a deceased child. Like I just
Yeah.
closed the door. Like your bed is still unmade from that day when you
I
were hit
appreciate
by the
that.
car. I leave it exactly the way it was because I'm I'm a very
Mm-hmm.
sentimental, sensitive person.
Yeah, every day Daniel buys a turkey sandwich,
And I set it there.
and he sets it on Hot Sauce
and I s-
Island,
yeah.
and he takes one bite,
And
that's
throw it
it.
in the trash. Hang on, throw it in the trash.
And every day it
Not
happens.
today. Today I had a ham sandwich with a little bit of mayonnaise on it. Not bad.
All right,
Not bad.
back to charity. So tell us about this 5K. Tell us about what Harbor House does.
So I've worked with Harbor House in the past with Semantics. We've raised money for them. They are basically a domestic violence shelter for women and children, and also their pets. So I came here to knock on your door to beg for either money or for vending for you guys. There is going to be a 5K. It's not until April. It's April 26th, which is my birthday. So if you want to do something for my birthday, you can come out here. It's in Baldwin. It's at Harbor Park. You can go to harborhouse.com and go to the events and you can see all the information there. We are looking for vendors and people to donate either products to give away or monetary, if you want to just donate money, that always helps.
Kick a little
to
money
help
over to
feed these animals, house
Yes.
them, because they have a kennel on site.
And of course,
they need supplies too. You know, a lot of women will not leave a relationship because they can't bring their animals with them.
Sure.
And so this is one of the shelters where you can bring your animals. So.
And they will hold the animals.
Oh yeah, they're on property with
take
the
care of
families.
them
Yep.
Yeah, I think
until you're ready.
I think they're actually with you. So that way, because that's a source of
yeah,
comfort.
you don't want to leave your.
Yeah,
it's part of your family.
Yeah, absolutely. Like no one can ever, and I have kids, and I think I love my dog more than my daughter.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know that.
You told me that.
I've said that. I say that openly.
Well, you spend a lot more time.
Yeah, Maisie knows this.
When you're sitting at Hot Sauce Island, you often tell me how much
Is it
you
just
love
photos
your dog
of
more than
Dan's
anybody.
now?
Did you see the array of hot sauces?
I didn't
have
actually
there?
go in. I saw it from a distance.
I have yellow and red sriracha. What do you want? I'm working on green. Working on green sriracha.
We should figure out a way to have the dogs run the 5K too, because I feel like
My dog can't run 5K.
They'd have
He's too little. He's too little to do it. He's got the little leg. He'll die. If I run my dog a 5K, at the end of it, he's done. He's a done dog.
Also, I know you can't make the 5K, but
Yep.
maybe, perhaps, on Thursday, February 6th, you can go to the Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event, where famously a lot of people, including like Mayor Buddy Dyer,
Phil Rollins of
you walk-
Orlando City has
you
done
walk
it.
in high heels for a mile downtown.
Typically,
to
it's-
walk a mile in her shoes, and we're
Typically,
raising money for the shelter.
It's
Yeah,
usually an influencer. It's someone of a higher.
anyone can do it, but it
Like
definitely
you,
brings more.
They probably wouldn't want you because you're probably not high profile enough.
I'm gonna try and ask.
talking
I
about?
know your
I know Brendan
Castleberries.
O'Connor has some shoes
Brendan's
that'll fit
done
you.
it. Yeah, I know that they've. You call yourself Justin Bieber of Castleberry? Is that where?
Oh wow.
The Castleberry Bieber? Is that where we were?
Oh, is it a race?
No,
I'll
no,
do it
no,
if
it's
it's
not-
a
no,
race.
No, you
It's
just
more of
have
like
to you just have to walk the mile, and from what I understand, most of the men never finish the mile in the high heels. So this could be the challenge. You could be the first male to complete.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
from the courthouse to City Hall
well, I could do that.
in heels the whole
In
time.
heels.
Yeah.
In high heels.
But there's
I
got to
want
be
you to
a first
sprint
place.
it. I want you to run it.
I think if you complete it, you win.
Oh, but everybody starts at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
all right? So then there is a finisher first. You see what I'm saying? And I could be that
yeah,
guy.
I do see what you're saying, psychopath. He's
You don't have to be a
screaming
man
at me
either,
about
but
it.
yeah.
Do you see? Do you see? There's a line on the ground, and it's just finished.
Well,
You're an insane person.
there has to be some recognition to the person
No,
that
it's-
finishes
it's
the.
more
Well,
to-
they have winners for largest team fundraiser, so who raises the most money,
Flappiest
and largest
flappy feet.
individual fundraiser. So if you want it to just be you that
Yeah.
raises the most money, you could be the largest individual
What about-
fundraiser.
I kind of just
What
want to
about-
win the race. Everyone donate the most money.
You know what? I will get you a trophy if you win.
Is there an
You know
award
what?
for slappiest slap feet? Because this guy, they just whack, 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 whack.
That's gonna be
whack.
rough in
Well,
heels.
Yeah.
Who's my competition here? Because I think I could win this.
I think you're going
I
up
think you can win
against. I think you're going up against some.
I could
other-
beat
Buddy Dyer will probably do
Well,
it.
I
again.
could beat him for sure.
He's on his way
He's
out.
fit now, man.
He's on his
Yeah,
way
but he's
out.
an
This is
older
his
gentleman.
last term, so he'll probably do it.
Who's
I'm gonna
the,
try and get Brendan to sign up. But
Who's the fittest person?
Well, Brendan
Brendan's
can
not a
run
runner.
in heels. He can run in heels.
he can. I've seen him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a
He can
runner.
dance and run
It
in
matters if
heels.
you can run in heels.
Yeah, he can't. But a mile, does he have the stamina?
I don't
think
think
he does.
You know, like,
Yeah.
I've
If it
got
were a
the
glory
stamina.
hole, he would have the stamina.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's better. There's things he's better than me
Yeah.
at. He's
Yeah.
stronger than me.
Oh,
He's tougher than me. but
When it
maybe I
comes
can
to
get him.
like lifting a twink up and down,
Yeah, I think
he
I
gets
could
the nod.
outrun him in a mile.
not in
anyway.
heels. I'm gonna give it to Brendan. I've seen him dance in heels.
Me too.
I saw him dancing on Sam's cruise. He's like,
I saw him run down the corridor of a cruise.
Yeah,
I was like,
he's
that man can fly.
Yeah, and he's got like he
On-
had on like red heels and a red like admiral's
Well,
hat.
Yeah.
what's the stipulation on the heels? Can they be a chunky
No,
back?
can't be mules. Get out of here with that.
Hold on,
You're gonna wear
what's
a
the
pair-
rules?
No, you gotta have stilettos on, dog, or nothing to me.
No, is it stilettos only? I need to know the rules.
I'm stilettos only.
If the rules
Red
are
bottoms, baby.
any raised heel,
No, now
Then-
you're just doing
No,
it.
no, no.
What are you gonna wear
Stiletto.
moon
No.
boots
You
out
don't,
there?
don't even go out there. You don't
What?
want it. You don't want to do
no,
it.
if they give me the rules, and
What are
then
you on a
I'll,
wedge?
I'll follow the rules.
Yeah.
If wedges are allowed, I could be number one.
I just heard
I love
other.
that he thinks that a charity event is going to have rules and not allow people to raise money just because it's not the
I'm
right
pretty
shoe.
sure that the people that are participating are the other big name radio hosts
Yeah.
in town. And they're probably going to be faster than you.
No,
Oh boy.
who's
boy.
faster than me? And the radio host.
I don't know. I heard Jim Colbert might be.
No. I could beat Jim Colbert.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm
I don't
thinking
know if you
every
can.
radio show host, maybe the hip hop station.
Yeah, you think you can.
I don't think they have real people that work
Can
at
you
that
beat-
station anymore.
can
I'm
you beat
serious. Have you
Digital
ever heard a
D
live
Strong?
person?
Yeah. Can you beat a digital black guy in a race?
What about Roomba? You're not beating them.
No, never beaten
Oh,
Roomba.
hold on. They like to party.
They do like
They
to
do
party.
like to party.
And they like to party, and they like to have festive foods. And
Yeah.
I don't know if any of them
Good
are
music.
runners.
Good music.
I think I could outrun them. Anyway, we'll talk later. Sam.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is what I wanted to complain about. You mentioned that your husband tried to teach you guitar one time.
Well, I was in a music theory class and I was learning how to play guitar, via my actual teacher and the literature I was given. And as I'm trying to learn at home, I have an actual guitarist that lives with me who's amazing.
Yeah.
And, he'll start noodling around thinking he's helping, but it's just making me feel worse. Yeah.
So this has been an ongoing problem in my relationship since the beginning, really. The beginning was easier.
Noodling.
No. I think, actually the first 5 or 6 years
Yeah.
didn't seem to have this problem. It's the last 15.
Well, you get a little more set in your ways, right?
Well, it's
He also gained confidence. I don't think he had confidence in the beginning.
my wife gets...
She bullied you into a relationship.
No,
And now you have a little bit of confidence and you're like, I'll show you how to do things now.
No. She absolutely despises anytime I try to teach her anything.
But is it just you or is it anybody?
Yeah, but
Because
you
there are
do-
people that don't like to be taught at all. They like to figure it out on their own.
But there are very few things you know how to do accurately.
Okay, well, yeah. Well,
So
I
does
know
that matter?
Well, that was my question.
That
Is it
does
something
matter.
that you feel you're good at?
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Well, he
because,
feels like he's good at everything.
Exactly. I think I could teach anybody anything. That's
That doesn't mean
literally
it's
a
true.
meaningless
Yeah.
statement. I could teach you how to do anything,
Okay.
but I don't know what I'm doing.
Would you say that I know a little bit about marketing?
Yeah.
More,
a little bit, sure.
I'd give you
More-
marketing. I'd give you plants. I'd give you marketing.
The way
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said
Oh,
that, though,
plants.
I'd give
too.
you event planning.
Yeah.
Certainly.
How's AT&T going?
Yeah, event planning.
Detailed
Okay, yeah.
event planning, I'd give you 100%.
Okay. So let's just agree on those three things. I know some
Yeah,
information.
you have absolute areas of expertise for sure.
I'm not an expert, but I know I've done it a few.
Sure, you got experience.
Not my first
Yeah.
rodeo.
But I think I'd even go higher, not to
Yeah.
pump you up, but local podcast event experience, you are an expert.
so
There's not any other people doing it.
So let's just say I come up with some marketing ideas
Yeah.
for the Bart Merrick team, right? And then I
So this has happened before.
And then
is what he's
I-
saying.
Oh my God! Please tell me some of the marketing ideas.
Let me translate.
No,
I'm sure Crystal will tell us the marketing. Just text Crystal.
and then we're
She'll tell
driving down the road,
Worst place to give your marketing ideas. Driving down the road.
She gets mad if I just listen to podcasts. She's like, "Oh, you don't want to talk to me? You're just listening off in your own world."
But talking to her means you need to give her ideas, right?
Well, if I try to teach her anything,
How about something casual, just talk about
Your
you know,
kids
pop
or something.
culture.
I don't know.
I
Is,
mean-
is this advice solicited?
well,
No.
Okay.
Well,
No,
she's
never.
complaining about something. She's like, "I need to make more money."
But that's event.
Yes,
I'm
that's
not,
event.
I'm not asking for Pabon to give me. I just want to tell him. I just want to get some steam.
My
off.
point being is that she gets so irritated if I try to teach her anything that it got to the point where I asked her,
What were you trying to teach her?
anything. I said, would you rather me teach you anything or smash your pinky with a hammer? And she was like, ugh. She was thinking about
Really?
it.
She was thinking about the
That's
pain.
how excruciating it is to her that she was thinking about smashing her finger.
Listen, you also are extremely long-winded,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
she tells
very
me that.
difficult
Yeah.
when you're trying to learn something from someone and they never actually get to the goddamn
it's
point.
lesson one is like, oh my God,
know what?
lesson one. You're like, this here is a guitar.
Oh, God.
All right, these here are the strings.
These are your fingers.
You
All
sound
right.
like Crystal because she told me yesterday, she's like, She's like, your stories are too long. I'm like, what
Yeah, I know.
the? I was
Cut
just
to the
sitting there.
chase,
I
man.
know.
And she's like, I was in the studio the other day, and I was like, my God, this story's
Yeah.
long-winded. She's like, get to the
Sometimes
point.
when we're coming around for the fourth time, I will now interject and be like, so what?
What happened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's let him
Oh,
answer.
you
Let's
think
let
that
him-
were too?
Oh God.
Sorry.
She literally just spit in my face.
Well, just tell me.
Is there anything I'm saying to you that warranted you hawk-toing my
Very
face?
upset.
You just hawk-toed my
What
face.
are you going to tell me? If my stories are too long, I'm getting too long-winded.
Yeah, but it's not good.
I don't know. I
It's
think
not
they
a-
like it.
It's not a good. It's when we have guests in here and you're coming around for the fourth time. It's bad form to be like, this guy's questions are too long. Knock it off.
No one ever tells me.
I'm
No
trying-
one ever tells you.
I
It's
try to-
the
I try to
biggest
tell
lie
you
you
with
may
my
have
eye-
ever told.
I try to tell you with my eyes. I try to go like,
I don't know.
I go like this. I go like, come on.
Sit me down after the show and be like, hey.
I mean, it's been a running joke for 12 years that
I never get any emails. They're like, oh my God, we're
they
tired
post
of
about
it.
it in the BDM group.
Ah, I don't look at that.
Okay.
Anyway, so, but now, Sam, you said you got irritated when Travis
Yeah,
tried
yeah.
to teach you guitar. And my
Guess
point,
what? Gave up guitar.
Yeah.
So my point is,
Chasing away the competition. Nice job, Travis.
is because I don't have this with Crystal could teach me whatever. Like if she started teaching me real estate,
What could
I'll
she teach
listen.
you?
Anything.
No, you don't believe that. You don't believe,
I will.
You don't believe that for a second. You don't believe.
Here's the
that
problem
there's-
is-
come on, I almost cursed. You effing say it. Say there's something she can teach you. You
No,
don't
she
believe
can't.
it.
No, she knows more.
What about?
She knows more about like going on the MLS and the
See,
whole things.
I think here's where the disconnect is with you. Just because you are good at something or have experience in something does not mean you're good at teaching that thing to someone else.
All right.
Because
Jeff
she could be
Howe.
a good
That's
teacher.
Jeff Howe. That's Jeff
you
Howe.
could be good at something, but not good at teaching it.
Yeah,
you know
Jeff
what I mean?
Howe is an amazing guitarist. Jeff Howe, one of my favorite songwriters, but he will tell you straight to your face. He's like, I can't teach people, so don't even ask me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not good at it. Don't have the patience for it. I'm not your guy.
Because it's like you're not doing it right, and that
Yeah.
there's something there that
Yeah.
So my question is though,
Uh-huh.
can or are there spouses out there that can teach each other stuff and they're cool with it? Because what I'm
Are you
saying
talking
is,
to me? Because I can't.
I don't think
No.
spouses can teach each
No,
other
no.
things.
I was
I think they
trying
can
to-
if they're a good. Again, I think it comes down if the person is actually a good teacher or not.
We got to find a teacher.
We know teachers.
Spouse, because I know. Okay, let's bring up. I know two
We can
teachers
talk
that
to
are my
the-
friends.
Talk to the Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah.
They're constantly yelling at each other.
Well, they're
how-
lifelong educators. Yeah, they're all. I mean, you go on the camping trip and
Yeah.
they're just lighting each other
Wait,
up.
they're both teachers?
Yes.
That cancels each other out because they think they can teach better than the other. That doesn't
Oh,
count.
yeah, because-
you got to get one teacher in
Because
the relationship.
The female Brown is constantly yelling at
My
the male
mom
Brown.
was a teacher.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
dad not
that
a
sounds
teacher.
racist, but we'll.
They would never teach it. My dad cannot be taught. And my dad also believed there's nothing that my mom could teach him because he was smarter
Right.
than my mom, which is what I
What
believe
about
you
Oregon?
believe.
What, like,
Oregon? My dad thinks Oregon's gay. You know what? He's like, I don't want to learn that. I have no use for that. Music is for weak people. Music is what weak people play while strong people are fighting. That's what my dad thought, I feel like, right? Something like that?
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
along
yeah.
those lines?
Yeah.
He never discussed this, but you could just look at him and tell he didn't think that my mom
Yeah,
would
yeah.
teach him anything.
Yeah. Well, he thinks like I think. So
I know
yes.
you do. There's so many parallels between you and my dad. I think that's why I love you so much. Is like I see it sometimes. I'm like, he's just doing it. He's just doing it.
I just want to find the spouse out there that can teach their spouse.
Can you teach
partner
Travis?
something?
I'm trying to remember if I've ever taught him
take it.
anything.
Because you know a lot of stuff. Like went to school for audio editing. You
Yeah,
know
I would
your
even
way
say
around podcasting.
he might even be better at that though, because he was like making music since he was
Yeah.
13.
He does
so,
like beats and then he can
and he
dabble
taught
in
himself.
drums and
So
guitar.
I'd say he's
and
probably better than I am at all that.
just from fumbling around.
Just from experience of
yeah.
doing it longer.
It does help you to figure it out. It
Would
does.
you ever go to Travis and ask him to teach you something
That's a
that
good
he
question.
knows that you know that he knows better than you?
Yes, but again, he also taught me how to play drums.
Okay.
And I played
nice.
drums, and it was fine.
Yeah,
it
you
just,
were good too.
But also, he's not the best drummer. So it also could be a thing where he goes from teaching to almost gloating about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, I'm
I
here
love
trying to learn
gloating.
one chord. I'm trying to learn one chord, and instead of maybe possibly teaching me better technique or something, he's off in his own world playing an entire song, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you're not teaching me. You're just showing off.
Yeah,
at this
Maisie
point, you know.
one day wanted me to show her drums, and that proceeded to me hooking up Bluetooth from my phone to the drum set.
Yeah.
And I went full Neil Peart on her.
Yeah, just doing
You know,
a drum
I'm literally
solo.
And
like,
that
no,
is
I just,
annoying
like,
to people that don't know how to do it. Yeah.
I was like, "What song? Name a song. Any song. I
can
can
do
improv it." And
anything.
she played it. I'm laying down the funk, you know,
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit. She's
yeah.
like, "Wow, that sounds good. Can I try?" I'm like, "No, you go find your mom. We're done here. We're done here. You got your lesson. You got your lesson."
Like Pabon, could you ever teach your wife how to draw or how to do art?
Oh, drawing is. I feel like drawing. You just landed on the one that I'm not sure that can be. Drawing is a weird one for me.
I want to say, when I've tried to teach my wife things, she's just disinterested because she's like, this bores me. What you're interested in is dumb.
Oh, see, that's like my hold on.
See, I knew
As
there
the
was
only-
others out there. Huh?
As the only female here, I have to say, you're trying to teach her something you want to teach her,
Right,
not
right,
something
right.
she wants to learn.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to teach her something she wanted to learn, and has she been receptive?
She doesn't want to learn anything
Okay.
that I know anything
All
about.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
her fault.
Great
That's not her
answers.
fault.
They
You
don't
don't know
on the
anything
board.
fun.
You're on the board.
Yeah,
Great
yeah,
answers.
because the wives, they start to hate the things that you love.
Yeah, because it takes time away from them.
Yeah.
So it's like a resentment.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
an ingrained resentment. It's like, oh, so you like tinkering on your car, do you? Well, I hate that.
Yeah. Crystal, even though she loves nature, started hating plants. She's
Yeah.
like, these plants are flies everywhere. I'm like, what? You love plants. You
Yeah.
hugged a tree the other day.
But she knew you loved the plants more than her.
But
yeah.
I genuinely like to teach, and I'll catch myself like going on tangents about like, oh yeah, this guitar or this band, and her eyes
She's
just
tuned you out, right?
Yeah, you can watch the life leave her body. She's
That's mine. I'll be telling Andrea like some music fact. I'll be like, "Do you know who originally did this song?" And she's like, "I don't care." We've almost gotten to that point now where she's like, "Just say it anyway. I don't care." Pull your pants down. I'll slap it. Like it's just a loveless prison. This is a prison. So I work this prison. I work at this prison, so I'm a guard at this prison, and then I go home and put myself in a cell.
Let's plug Paul's for peace one more time. The
Oh, I know you're
It's
Fucking-
paws, like dog have paws, not Paul.
Paul's for peace.
Balls for
I said
You
Paul's.
can't talk.
Paul's.
Say it again.
Paul's.
Pause. Pause.
Yes.
Pause. P-A-W-S. Pause.
P-A-W-S.
Like
pause
a dog's
for peace,
paws,
walk.
not a dog's poles.
What is like play and
Pause.
pause?
Pause.
That's how you dog's
Why are
paws.
you saying it so long?
There's no
Why are-
L.
You wouldn't say to your wife like, "Hey, I'm getting a drink. Press pause." You wouldn't say that.
He's trying to make sure he
You'd
says
say
the
pause.
W.
Pause.
Pause.
But there's play and pause,
You got
and
it.
there's
that
a
time.
dog pulls.
Not
There's no L.
Pause.
You're going Paul.
Paul's.
Were you
No.
one of those kids that called crayons crowns?
Crowns.
Crayons.
Yeah,
Crayons.
I'm a crayon man.
I'm a crayon man.
We know you should see his contracts with the clients. All crayon. If you'll just sign right here using the silver.
That's the redneck.
Yeah, he has people sign in silver crayon because it's fancy.
Pauls and crayons.
Sorry.
The silver one
Yeah,
also.
if you just go to
feels good.
harborhousefl.com, there's a event tab, and there's all the events they're having. You can sign up for and donate. If you want to just donate, maybe you can't make an event, you can also just donate straight on the website as well.
There
Perfect.
you go.
Well, Sam, thanks so much
Yeah,
for
always
stopping
good
by.
seeing you.
You're
Next
al-
time, just come in.
Okay.
Always welcome to stop by
Please,
anytime.
please.
And
I'm gonna kick in the door the next time Seth's here.
Oh, that would be funny.
and
Does
we-
he still come by?
Yeah,
very
yeah,
sad.
yeah,
I
very
know he
sad.
had the kid, and I didn't
No,
know.
no, he's
yeah.
a bad way.
He gets a hypochondria crazy
Worse than
again.
ever. Worse than ever. Cried on the show last week.
No.
He thought he
Don't
had
talk about it.
ALS,
Yeah, yeah.
but he
Yeah.
just took too many
Cried on the
vitamins.
show, and Tom
That's
laughed right
funny,
in his
right?
Too many
face.
vitamins.
Listener, like, Pabon, you're going to get an email. You can't.
Uh-oh.
Oh, people were mad that you laughed at his face.
No, yeah.
People were mad
But-
that you laughed at his face.
But he's
real
fine.
Tears, real tears.
He took too many vitamins and
Real
his
tears.
legs started tingling, and he thought he had
Yeah.
ALS. That's funny, right?
Yeah.
Like, and people were like, "Oh, you're insensitive." He thought he was gonna die, but I'm like,
He
he's
always
fine.
thinks he's gonna
I
die.
know.
Why
is
does this one make it different?
Yeah, it's
I'm with
funny.
you, Tom. I've never said that.
Did you see my face? Like somebody pulled out my face when she said, "I agree with you, Tom." What the hell is happening
know.
today? All right, Harbor House, go
Yeah.
support, give some money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah. Pause for peace.
Better. That was better.
Okay.
All right.
And we will be right back. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Just search at Tom and Dan Live and watch us Monday through Friday. We start around, what would you say, like around 10:30, 11 o'clock?
Yeah, daily.
Yeah, daily. And we'd love to have you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really helps us out.
Also, we'll be at Science on Tap this Saturday. Me and Daniel will be there. It's the Orlando Science Center Beer Fest they do every year. Do a really awesome job. You can get your tickets at osc.org.
What are you wearing? What are you going to wear to the event?
It'll be a little chilly, so...
I want to wear a tuxedo, I feel like.
No, you're not going to wear a tuxedo. You're
Okay.
a hoodie and jeans
No,
like
I wanna wear-
all Floridians
No,
when it gets cold.
I think I want to wear something like a spectacle. What would you do? Seriously, what would you do? Because we have to stand together. If I wore to the beer fest, and I have this, and you know I have it, my silver shiny Coors Light jacket and my cowboy hat.
I like it because
I'm going to wear it then. I'm going to go silver Coors Light, cowboy hat, and I'm going to wear my Joe Biden aviators.
Yeah, because people like listening.
Little spectacles.
No,
They
crazy
like it when little
people.
people dress up weird.
It's why like Kanye West is so fascinating because he's crazy. You know, it's like what is he gonna do? Like, look at him. He's got a goddamn ninja mask
on,
on.
yeah.
You know,
His wife is naked.
His wife's got a pillow.
He makes his wife walk with a pillow in front of her genitals.
Yeah. And then so I'm all about like the hate,
Okay.
people hating you and loving you or thinking you're
Just
crazy.
wait till you-
Any attention is good.
Just wait till you see my outfit then.
I can monetize
Yeah.
anything.
What happens on Saturday will shock you. What I'm wearing. What are you wearing? Exactly what you have on?
Jeans and a hoodie.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm not
Tom and Dan hoodie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if you were going undercover or something.
Whatever's in my truck.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
just get in my truck because
that's a work.
I'll inevitably forget that it's a Saturday, and then
Yeah.
I'll remember like 10:30 in the morning.
Is the
and
wife
like,
coming
"Ah."
or just us? Just us boys?
Just us?
Okay. We can
Yeah.
get loose. You want to get crazy? Let's get a little crazy. Let's cut loose a little bit.
Last year at this beer fest,
We weren't drinking.
We weren't drinking.
I'm not drinking right now, but I'm willing to bend the rules
Yeah, I'm gonna drink
for
I
the
think.
beer fest. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to do what it takes.
Yeah,
I'll
because
just say that.
I
Go the distance, if you will.
it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll have some delicious craft beer,
And then we can
you'll
have
be
my
dressed-
car drive us over to a gentleman's establishment afterwards.
Okay, all right, yeah,
And finish the night.
yeah.
Would you, let me just ask you one simple question. We don't have to say anything else, and we'll move on to your topic.
Okay.
Would you accompany me after the beer fest? We'll have my car drive us to a gentleman's establishment where we'll talk business
Yeah.
for 35 to 40 minutes. That's all we need. 35 minutes, we'll have one Bud Light to end the night.
I just have to tell Crystal like we're talking to the owner
Yes.
about advertising.
The end of the night
Yeah,
Bud
yeah,
Light.
yeah,
The
yeah.
end of the night Bud Light would just, and then us, and then just maybe a couple of girls walking around, a couple of cigarettes,
Yeah.
like some, like some adults.
Can you? Do they even do lap dances here?
We're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to find out.
They've got a back room, and there's like.
I think they do give lap dances, but they're
Yeah.
fully clothed, which is okay with me.
Yeah, but I think once they get you into the back room, they
They
know
can do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the door's locked.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And there's a strange section of society that feels like if they put my small face and body on hidden camera video on channel 2, 6, or 9 here in Orlando, that it would bother me or my family. And it would not. It would not bother me at all.
Well, they're not going to put it on the news.
No, but they do it when they do a sting operation. They like to do that. So, and I'm just saying that I am not fearful of that. That does not dissuade me from going to these type of plays. Doesn't dissuade me from going to an Asian massage parlor. The sting operation. So here's what I say, OPD: sting all you want, not dissuaded.
So, what do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the strange phenomenon that is Costco and Costco sushi.
Okay.
Everything I see on the Orlando-based food groups, everything I see on North American-based food groups that I'm in on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, everything I've been seeing is, have you heard of the Costco sashimi, which is basically just the raw fish? Not the rolls, not the sushi rolls, but sashimi is it's the raw fish. So it's just straight raw fish.
So it's like a fillet?
Slices, yes.
Of what kind of fish?
I believe there's salmon. I believe there's tuna. I believe
Okay.
there's whitefish. Normally you would find it like...
So it's just it's a the meat of a fish. Is it frozen or is it
no,
fresh?
it's fresh.
Okay, so it's just a fish. It's a fillet,
Right.
of different type of fish.
Correct.
Yeah, okay,
And
yeah.
like so like you would go to like a sushi restaurant and you'd order it and then they'd give you just like nice sliced fish, like professionally cut and sliced fish. No rice really.
But you could cook it if you wanted to.
But it's not made for that.
But it's made
this
for
is
sushi.
sushi grade, salmon, tuna, white fish. Like so my point is,
and people are saying it's good.
they're saying
for
it's
being
good. Yeah, a lot of
Costco.
people are saying, "Oh, this is Costco sashimi. It's just as good." And like, I'm seeing people that are supposed to be like foodies that are like, I'm a sushi guy, and I would say that I would vouch for this. This is quality sushi, and to me, isn't that kind of look, I'm all about value. I'm all about getting the most out of what you're spending.
Yeah.
But when you take something that I feel like even the preparation is special and you boil it down to you're just putting into a big box store.
Yeah.
And like, think of the ramifications of the oceans too. Like I always thought that sushi, like what you were doing is you were getting a rare meal prepared rarely. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the whole
you want a smaller, more.
So to me, this whole thing is just kind of gross because it's just like thousands of little trays in plastic of like, hey, look, it's like what Jiro Dreams of Sushi documentary. It's what this old man does, but we can do it for you and put it in a plastic box at a big box store. Boom! This sushi's got the boom. Costco guys, it's gross. It's disgusting. Don't eat it. Don't support it. It's got to be bad for the ocean, right? And I'm not even a guy. I'm not an environmentalist, but that can't be good. It can't be good to take something that's like, hey, we've got like specialty style way that we cut and fillet this type of fish for sushi, and now we're just, bam, opening it up to just like, everybody.
I don't know this to be true, but I'm going to venture a guess that there is commercial fishing, right? Or you buy your fish from farms, right? I think they have big salmon farms and things like that. And then ocean fish are commercially fished. And so there's U.S. regulations. I think the problem is like there's certain countries that are unregulated or the regulations aren't as strict, and that's like, China's been a big problem.
Sure.
Anyway, so
Japan's dipped their toe in it.
So I imagine for American companies have to buy from regulated, whatever. And so they get this much fish, right? And then they sell it on the open market, right? Big, huge fisheries. And then Costco probably and then all these people are buying from the same fishery, right?
Yeah.
Or from the same group of fisheries. And Costco probably came in and said, hey, we'll buy from your fishery, but we'll take it all of it.
Yeah, we'll buy all of it.
And then it's the
There's
same.
There's something gross about that to me, though.
It's the same.
It sucks the fun out of it.
So and that's probably what they're saying. It's the same fish that the smaller companies are buying.
Right.
But
we just bought it all.
We bought it all.
We control it.
And the fishery's like, well, I'd rather just sell it all in one, in one go rather than taking the time to parcel it out to all these smaller companies.
Right.
So, of course, we'll sell it to the big company who's buying everything. And then it's too bad for you, small guys.
Yeah.
And then... So I do believe the quality is probably the same
Close.
as everybody else
because
they're buying from. There's only probably so many fisheries you could buy from.
Well,
and
also I think it has to
be
a specific type too. So
I
don't necessarily think that. Right. I mean, like you're right. They probably went in and just did like a blanket buy. I don't know. And I'm not even against it. I'm not that guy.
Get it cheaper because they're buying in such bigger bulk.
Agreed. Which is my whole point for this is like, look, I am all about getting the value. I love couponing when I go with my wife. Now I don't do it, but when she does it, I see the value in it, right? Like I like it. But there's something gross about this. I don't know. It doesn't sit the same way with me. Also, the way that I look at sushi is more of like, I'm not a big sushi snob or anything, but I do look at it like it's a treat. Like you should go to the correct places to get it. I love going to Kabuki. I know Mo DeWitt loves that place.
Of course,
Like you go there,
you go to a restaurant,
and you get it. But like my point is that when you do like this, it's like I guess you can have both. I'm not taking that away from anybody. There's just something that's kind of disgusting about it to me.
And the problem is that you, as a consumer, would have to make the conscious decision to buy the same quality product from a smaller company for more money,
Right.
just to support the little guy.
And I have done that. Yeah, I've done that before.
That's a hard
It's
decision
a hard
to make.
thing to do, especially these days. Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, because in your mind it's like, oh, okay, it's kind of like you're donating, and you're like, wait a minute, this is a business. This is not a charity.
Well, you just have to value what they'd have to be providing something. Like if you like the customer service or if
Yeah,
you like
yeah, yeah.
talking
You'd
to
have
the
to put
old man.
some- yeah.
Right. There'd have to be something there that you're like, no. I'm paying for the conversation I have with that old man, or I'm paying for the fact that I enjoy just something as simple as I enjoy going there. You know, but you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And then for the vast majority of people, they just want high quality fish at a cheaper price, and they're just going to pick it up at Costco.
Right.
You know, it's like my wife shops at Costco to get the bulk items.
Yeah, I
that,
just
you know,
started. I'm the new guy.
And-
I don't know what I'm doing.
and then she'll get, and it's cheaper stuff, of
Yeah.
course, because the way their business model goes. So
Did you see the toilet paper I got us?
yeah,
Right? Pretty good, right?
Yeah. That's what now.
Not bad.
That is killing the little guy, the hardware store, or whatever the hell. I don't know what little
We
guy
used
sells
to buy our toilet paper at a hardware store.
I was trying to think of who the
But
hell.
that's how manly we are. Is that Tom and like what's weird is if you had to go number 2 at this studio, you have to walk to the hardware store and buy one roll. One roll.
Okay, so let me present to you this.
I love presentation.
So I was telling you that I want to buy some things because
Oh, this is my specialty.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
buying things.
And
What do you want to do? Top of the
well-
line, right? You got to go top of the line. Max it out.
Okay, Crystal has this cockamamie idea.
I love
that,
cockamamies.
that I've talked myself out to 10 different times because I'm like, this is a tremendous waste of money.
Yeah.
And we're never going to use it. I'm going to be yelling, whatever. Like, I walked myself down the
Ice
road
tub, ice
in the
tub,
future.
ice tub.
Well, it's similar to that. So, Crystal's like, how about we build a home?
Well, you can stop right there.
Well, not we, but we hire someone.
Hold on a second. Have you turned over a new leaf? Because your we'll hire somebody guy is in Colorado. He moved away.
No.
Gannon is gone. So you have no more your, hey, let me call my sauna man. He's gone.
We're in Florida. There's 1,000 games.
But, eventually you end up kicking them out of the BDM group because they're threatening your life.
Yeah. They're endless. They're endless coming and going. Endless.
A sea of hillbillies.
So she's like, what about if we put together or hire a company to build the she sheds that they build, like the nicer ones in your backyard.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny home office.
What are you going to do, like a wallpaper or a wrapping paper room?
No,
Where you have
no.
all the wrapping paper?
A gym, a home gym.
Okay.
And we put it in the backyard and the side yard.
I like that.
And you don't
so
need...
you can go and dream about rose petals falling on underage girls like an American Beauty.
He's working out in
You
his
need an
garage.
American Beauty shed.
And they sell these nice looking home sheds.
Do it.
And then you put a gym or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
You work out all the time. I would say go for it. This is not wasted. Why would this be wasted money?
I don't need a
And
gym
then I'll
to
get
work out.
I'll get my pass back for the gym that you've been stealing from me. Get my gym pass.
Yeah, you
back.
can have it back at any time. By the way, at the beginning of the year, too many people
Yeah.
using it. I go in there.
It'll
I'm like,
level out in about 3 more
No, I
weeks.
know, but I don't like it. I'm like, too many people in here. Anyway.
Yeah, especially if they stick with it.
So then Crystal started, I don't know how she got this in her algorithm, but she got the infrared saunas in her algorithm. That's been in my Joe Rogan algorithm for a while.
Yeah. You get the alpha brain.
Yeah. And then there's all these claims about
I've been noticing you're a little more red.
No, I've never gone in infrared
No.
sauna
I
ever.
mean, just from the consumption of Rogan, you're
you're
a lot more red lately.
So they say in all these social media biohackers say that, and it's a ridiculous claim that seems like if this was true, a lot more people would do it.
If you use the sauna once a day, you'll add 9 years to your life daily. You'll live forever and be rich.
This guy, I don't
Increase your penis size by 9 inches.
They say it increased your lifespan to up to 40%.
That's not true.
Right?
How did they test it?
I have no idea. Now,
But you want to believe it, don't you?
now
You've
I-
already ordered the sauna, haven't you?
No, because I'm skeptical. You know me. I say no way.
you love a ridiculous task.
Yeah, but I don't want to waste money on some mumbo jumbo BS.
But if your wife demands that you waste the money,
no, because
is she going to put her foot down on the sauna?
no, she'll never. I'd have to do the work. She'll never do the physical labor it takes to do any of this.
Yeah.
So I'd have to be out there. I'm not, like leveling the backyard. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So where are you going to put it? No, where are we going to put okay. First of all, let's slow down. I'm out of practice in doing this.
Okay.
Because I'm the one that killed your sailboat dream, I believe. And I feel a little guilty about that.
No,
I feel a little guilty about that.
No.
I'm just telling you how I feel.
No, the realization of how many things you'd have to learn to be able to live on a sailboat, that killed my dream.
No sauna on a sailboat either.
Reality killed that dream.
Okay.
But that's why if a doctor or some way to find out is an infrared sauna. Now, okay, I will tell you this.
Explain what an infrared sauna is, because to me it sounds like that helmet that Jim Colbert uses to try to regrow his follicles.
No, there's two.
What is it? I thought infrared was like...
there's dry sauna, there's wet steam saunas.
Hey,
so
WAP.
The
wet-ass sauna, WAS.
infrared saunas are just dry, and they use infrared light to heat it up. Because the whole point
Infrared light is real? Okay.
it's a hot lamp,
Gotcha.
It's
like your old hamburger.
they're although it's not, I don't know if it's maybe it is probably hot to the touch. I don't know how they work.
I don't
anyway,
think it can't be hot to the touch because Jimmy has one he wears on his head.
it needs to now the
Is this gonna make you quit smoking? Like your whole body quit smoking? Is this a laser?
It's not a laser. It's
Okay.
it's just about getting your body in extreme heat to trick you into thinking it's dying.
No, wait a minute. I thought if Crystal does this because of her lack of sweating that she could die.
I don't care about that. That's not in my. She's responsible for that
Yeah, she's an
research
adult. She's
or whatever.
an adult. You're right.
I'm just worried about if it does.
Other people in the chat room, you might have a sauna. Like you might have a group of guys that like, hey, you all help me with my sauna, and I'll help you with your sauna.
Oh, no, sauna
Yeah,
group.
you got a sauna boy.
Right,
The sauna boy. Hold on, I'm
telling-
in. Then I'm in. Can I get an indoor sauna?
Yeah,
I'll put it on the 4th floor.
Yeah, you can get indoor. That's
Okay,
that's what I'm
I
thinking
want.
about getting.
I want an indoor.
Yeah. You can put it indoor, no problem.
Can will I sit in there naked?
Yeah.
Tell me how it works.
It's just they do
Is it a box?
one
What
or
is
two
it?
person. It's like a teak. Like it looks like a bigger It looks like a handicapped telephone booth.
Ooh, I'm familiar with those.
And then they heat up, and then you.
Is there a phone in there?
No.
Okay.
But it usually has
So
a
you
glass
put a TV?
door.
Can you put a TV?
You can
in
put
there?
whatever you want. I don't know.
There's
you look
a
at your
lot
phone.
of sauna. We're calling ourselves the sauna boys. There's a lot of sauna boys in the chat room.
Now, the thing is, they have to, and what the research I did see, the influencers on my TikTok say it has to get up to 170 plus Fahrenheit to make a difference.
Yeah.
If it's lower than that, it doesn't really have the same effects.
I know. It's kind of like when Tony Rage was saying he was jumping in his cold pool. I didn't have the heart to
Yeah,
tell him.
yeah.
You're doing nothing.
yeah.
You're literally, all you're doing is like a challenge that a 9-year-old does. I'm going to jump out of the hot tub into the cold pool. Ooh, I'm a big boy.
You can make the argument that it helps your discipline because it's uncomfortable, but
nothing.
it's not releasing
No.
the goddamn mumbo
Does
jumbo
nothing.
that helps you live longer.
Nothing. He was talking. He was telling us like he'd like literally cured his inflammation.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
No.
Get out of
That's
here.
all placebo. That's the thing. But so if you can get now the ones that I've seen online.
How much are we talking?
on Facebook?
Is this less than or more than the big hundo at Costco?
Yeah. It's like
More
think
than $1,000?
It's like $4,000.
Oh my God!
Now
Can you pick the color wood you want?
No, that's all teak
Okay.
for the most part. But there's a lot of companies selling these.
Can you bang in it or anything? Or there?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have like the stone. I want like. There's something very. Maybe I'm a traditionalist, but there's something about
You're
taking
pouring water
I
in
want
there.
to ladle water onto some stones while an old man tells me like the
That's a steam room.
secrets.
Yeah.
Now what does that do?
I think it does similar if you get it up to it all matters with temperature. If you get it up to past 170 Fahrenheit, then that's when it starts to do
I used to
something.
go in the sauna at the Bally's Health Club in Altamont.
But the
I
wet
would
one.
go in there. No, it was a dry one.
Okay, yeah.
It was all metal though. You would just walk in. It was just intense heat. It was like literally a furnace blowing in
Yes,
your face.
yes, yeah.
It was
That-
insane.
that's an infrared.
It?
That's
oh,
an infrared.
it was terrible. It's miserable in there.
Yes, no. It's supposed to be similar to ice. It's more comfortable than the ice bath.
It is more comfortable than the ice bath
And-
because I could do it. I could do 14 minutes, 20 minutes. I could do 14, 20 minutes
Yeah.
in the in the sauna. I don't think I can do that in ice bath.
Yeah. Now,
I'm a baby.
Why I keep talking myself out of all this is that any scientist, if I sat down with the scientist and
We're never gonna get a scientist. I've been trying. You know how long I've been trying to get a scientist in here?
He would tell
No, I'm
me.
serious. You know what we got? We got that lady from Discovery coming back in. She wants to come back in though.
He would tell me, listen, Tom Van, do you drink any alcohol at all? And I'm like, yeah, occasionally I get. And he's like, do you binge drink when you do that? I'm like, yeah.
He's like,
And
how
then
many? 4?
And then he's like,
Five.
and then he's like,
5.
do you eat some McDonald's and eat like ass every once in a while, binge eat something, And I'm like, and then they start going through all these other things, and then he's gonna tell me, he's
Do you
like,
eat your boogers like Jelly Roll?
those things that you're doing have way worse of an effect on you than the positive effect the sauna has on you. So
But what if you eat the McDonald's in the sauna? I feel like it negates the.
So the only way this would really have a positive effect, where I could say it's worth the money, is if you were 100% clean, like a Seth Petrozelli.
Yeah.
You were insanely disciplined and clean with everything else you eat and drink and all this stuff, and then you added the sauna, then I would say, okay, it's worth it. But because you're not perfect on everything else, these ice baths and sauna aren't going to do nothing to extend your life, and you're just wasting your money.
So what is the appeal then? Why do you think your wife even? Why do you think it like?
Because if I told her that with the other stuff, the logic of all the
please
other...
don't tell her that, because I don't want to get in her mad.
What did she get? Yeah, she was
No.
She's like, you're killing my dreams.
Don't say I said this, but where did she get it is my point.
On the internet, where everybody gets everything.
But what is it supposed to fix? Because she's like in good shape. I mean, she looks good. She's lost weight. She's more active than she's been, right? She looks awesome.
Yeah, but everybody's want the magic pill. This is the magic pill. You sit in a hot room and then extend your life. You live forever. Also,
I never think about living forever for some reason.
What hurts my argument is she's got relatives that live in Sweden.
Yeah, and they do it.
But they have a lake in their backyard. They live north as hell, and their lake freezes over every year. And then they got like a plunge, like it's like a manhole built on the lake that they open up, and then they sit in there. And then there's a sauna built next to the lake, so they ice plunge and then sauna after.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for years, and these people look amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even believe.
Well, you can't go back in time. I mean, once you look old and haggard, it's not like you do a couple saunas. And you
I know.
Walk out, you look at Cindy Crawford.
This is ingrained into these people's culture.
I mean, they've been doing it since they're putting the baby in the lake, I put the baby in the sauna.
But then I was like, can I teach my sons to start doing it now?
Yeah, you can.
And then
that is true.
Then they get used to it, and then they live and they look as good as these people.
100% true.
Because
Maisie thinks all kids make their bed. Don't lie to her. She really thinks that.
My sons have never made their bed.
She gets up, boom, bed made, perfect, everything looks good. And she's like, doing what all the other kids do. I'm like, yes, you are.
Has she ever talked to her friends at school and seen how horrible they are?
No time for talking. Only schoolwork. She only does schoolwork. No fraternizing. No friendships.
Yeah, you go to too good of a school. Like in Castleberry, my boys are considered pretty good. they're like, you're doing some things here. I'm like, yes. They're like,
Yeah, May's way down on the list in her school. Like, she's way down. We shouldn't even be she's considered one of the trash kids.
And then the home gym,
So you're debating home gym or sauna?
No, I was gonna get both.
Okay.
And put the sauna in the home gym. And so, but the problem
Where
is,
do you put the gym now?
Where the kid's swing set is. You know that is?
Gotcha. Yes.
Like we're getting rid of the swing set.
Yeah.
No one
they
even
don't
uses
use it.
No. Hell, no one uses it.
So you finally given up on like forcing them to go outside on the swing set and stuff. You're like, get that stuff out
well,
of here.
at 9 and 10, they're growing out of
The
swing
ship has
sets.
sailed,
Yeah.
How many times did they swing on it, would you say?
2 times. worth every penny. The Wizards' babies come over and they're up.
They love
they're
it.
like, oh wow.
They're gonna be crushed when you take it out for the gym.
And so I was thinking, but the problem is we're going to use it for 2 months and then it's going to sit there, the leaves.
No. You'll use it. No. I won't let you do that. I mean, every day when we end the show and we pack up everything, like you are like clockwork, You are very dedicated, and like you'll go like, and I can see you going home, walking in, going right to the sauna. You sit down, you do your whatever, 30 minutes, walk out. I see. No, you're good at that.
But why don't I just
Everyone else won't use it. It'll be yours. It'll be yours.
Well, then why don't I just get a sauna membership and do that and do it for free? I don't have to
It's
spend.
not your dream.
This thing that you're going to talk.
It's your wife's dream. You got to let her have her
It's
dream.
$18,000 or something like that.
Right.
You know, it's like 20. Like to get the full home gym.
No.
The builders, the sauna is $20,000.
It's her dream. You're gonna have to let her build it. But you're gonna be the only one that uses it.
Yeah. I'll be miserable.
I'm
then.
just telling you reality.
Yeah, I'll be sitting in my sauna mat, red. You know, red.
You're
on
gonna
it.
use it so much, you're gonna get your 20,000 out of it. So that you'll be using it
Yeah.
like you'll spend half your life in the sauna.
Yeah, but I'll think to myself, I could just get a monthly membership at the sauna down the street and then a gym down the
There's
street.
probably one in Baldwin.
Yeah, Crunch Fitness is $10 a month.
I've been wanting to go to Crunch just because it's called Crunch.
Yeah, I use a
And
free,
I like the name.
I have a free Daniel's gym membership. Although too many people.
Do you ever use the pool?
I'm about to start
Okay.
because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got to start swimming again for
I'm
this
gonna
goddamn.
start a rumor that somebody from another area of town has been using the Baldwin gym and masturbating in the men's room. I'm gonna start a rumor about you.
Here's the thing: I'm in the gym with other people that I know shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I know.
I look around. I
Nobody
stare
at
at them.
Baldwin, they're too rich to work out.
Yeah.
They don't work out.
It's
Not me. I can't work out right now. My hips are rotten.
It's all a bunch of poros that are borrowing their friends.
It's all of our yard guys.
Yeah.
I let my yard guy use the Baldwin gym.
Because we all have long and ones on. All right. We'll be right back.